Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana and today I thought, why not do a tarot reading to answer the question, what change do you need to make? And for that reason I have selected 4 of my tarot decks, and your job will be to pick the one that resonates the most with you and go ahead and listen to your reading. I'll show the decks in a minute, but before we go on, I would just like to invite you to take a moment, maybe to pause this video and just sit down, calm yourself, relax, and really listen to your body. Think about how you feel and how the energy is moving through your body, how it flows, and think about your life. Focus on what's going on for you. What are the things that you like? What are the things that you don't like? What would you like to be different? How do you see your life when you are observing it from like a distant perspective? How does it feel for you? And then breathe in and really feel yourself and really try to feel how that resonates within you. And then once you feel that you've taken the time that you need, go on and pick one of the decks, the one that speaks to you the most, and then just go ahead and listen to your reading. So this is the selection of decks that I've chosen for you. Deck number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. So this is a reading for those of you who picked deck number 1, which is the Witch's Tarot. Okay, let me have a look at those cards. So the central energy for you right now, the heart. The card that fell right out of the deck as I was shuffling is actually the 8 of Wands, which indicates that you could actually be definitely embracing some change right now, because 8 of Wands is this very swift moving energy. There's a lot of things going on, or maybe there's one thing going on, but you are working really actively towards achieving that, towards making some progress. There could be a lot of movement, there could be a lot of messaging back and forth about some project, even if it's about relationship, then there's this active communication taking place. So basically there is that aura around your current situation that things are really going ahead. It's very exciting. It really makes you feel that your life is interesting for you, and you are already there. You are already making that change. You are already doing things for yourself. And if you don't feel like that, if you currently are listening to this and you're thinking to yourself, that is not something that's going on for me at all, girl, then I would say that it's so close that you could just reach out your hand a little bit and you could already have it, you could already feel it, you could create that for yourself easily, very easily, because with the 8 of Wands energy, it's basically already there. So whatever makes you excited, whatever is free of any blocks or any, how to say that, delays, or whatever you feel is like running smoothly, that is the path you need to go down. That is something you need to be focusing on and really working on. But what is it that needs to go? So here we have the 5 of Wands. We keep having that wand energy, the fire. Things are really, I think that things are really moving for you on, or if not, then you are really feeling that they should be moving or that they are about to move. And with the 5 of Wands, which is a card of competition, there is this like fight for something. You are kind of fighting your way through something. You are competing with other people. Maybe you all are looking forward to the same goal and you are trying to get the same thing, or maybe there are other people in your field that you are working on and you just don't know how to compete with them. But you don't compete. That's the interesting thing, because what you need to let go of is that need to compete with somebody. This is not about who is going to win, because this is not a race for you. You do have a free and unblocked road to go down to. You don't have to think about what other people are doing. You don't have to worry about their agenda. And basically, the advice for you here is don't even bother, and don't waste your energy thinking about what others might think of you and whatever you are trying to accomplish, or how they could maybe try to prevent you in some way, or maybe there are not enough resources, maybe, that kind of stuff. Just don't even think about that, because all you should be focusing on is that excitement and progress that you are making on your project, whatever it may be. It could be like a work project, it could be a creative idea that you are willing to get off the ground. As I mentioned, it could be even a relationship. So if that's the case, don't think about the competition that's out there, because it's about you and that other person. If you are looking forward to that, it's about your communication, how you talk to each other, how you exchange energy between the two of you, and it's not about what other people are doing. So really, just don't waste your time and energy on that. Just focus on the task at hand, and it will be great. What needs to grow, though? Oh, we have the King of Swords. Really, I think that you need to take some ownership of your life and of your situation. So I do believe that this is the majority of the change that you need to make. It is not so much about the things that you are doing, because I have a feeling that you are already doing them, that you are already making some progress. You do have some plans, something is already on the way. But with the King of Swords as that what needs to grow energy, it's like, I'm a king of the castle and I rule this kingdom and I own my stuff, I own my life, and I'm the one who sets the rules here. So it's about that mindset shift, that you really take on more responsibility, like personal responsibility for whatever it is that you are achieving and trying to achieve, basically. And here it starts to make sense with these two cards, so the Five of Wands and the King of Swords, because when you are looking at other people and trying to find out what they are doing, what's the next move is going to be from their part, what's they're thinking about, are there any hidden agendas there, or if you start to think of all those things, then you kind of lose your energy. You can kind of give your power away to them, to those competitors, which are basically only perceived as competitors by you. But if you take on the posture and all the qualities of the King of Swords, well, you become like a different person energetically. You approach your goals differently. You are now the leader. You have a strategy, because one thing that is very prominent about the King of Swords is strategy. The way he's able to use his knowledge and experience to really plan the best approach of how to achieve something. He's wise, he's very smart, and he knows how to handle things in a very objective, non-emotional way. And this is indeed, this is that intellect, that intellectual ability and capability that is so prominent about the King of Swords. This is not that fight and fighting about anything. It's not like that wild, rough fight for survival into your field. No, it's this calm and collected presence. I know what I'm doing. I have a strategy and I'm kind of outsmarting everybody else. And if you don't have that knowledge, if you feel that you may be missing some information, then you could consult an expert. You could go to somebody who knows better and who is not involved in this, who is not on the same race, but who could give you some advice on how you could accomplish things in a better and more effective way. So if you don't have enough wisdom and experience to do it yourself, you can reach out for somebody to make it work for you. And I do believe that this is your major shift, the major change that you need to make, because probably you have not even considered to take on more responsibility in order to create better, more satisfying results for yourself. But what is suppressed? So what else needs your attention? And here we have the Justice card. And do you see she's holding a sword, like in her hand, upright, and also the King of Swords is holding a sword in his hand. So this is you owning your idea. And with the Justice card, it is justice will prevail. Again, I cannot stop repeating myself, but I have to say it again. Don't bother about other people and what they're doing and not. You will have your justice. As long as you stay true to your ideals, as long as you stay true to your idea, as long as you know what you are doing, like you really know what you are doing, what you want to achieve, what results you want to create, as long as you really know that, as long as you play a fair game, and listen, this is very important, fair game, clean and fair game, justice will prevail. And this is really something that you should be considering, because maybe you haven't experienced that things are achieved in any different way than basically stabbing each other's backs or having those brutal fights. Well, the strong one will win and reap all the rewards. This is not the case here. This is about you knowing your values and being really authentic and having a wise and clever strategy which doesn't consider other people. A strategy that is based around your ideals, your values, the results you want to have for yourself. And then there is the victory that you want for yourself. And finally, we have the outcome card. And here we have the Queen of Wands. So she has a very warm and cozy feel to her. But she's also a queen. She's sitting on her throne and being very self-assured, very, what is the word that I'm looking for? Like she knows what she has accomplished and she doesn't want to please anybody. But at the same time, she's also very welcoming, very loving, and very friendly and kind person. But she has this very high level of self-respect. And I do believe that given the message here that is shown by the cards, you will be able to relax into this journey of yours. You will be able to have that confidence that is necessary to carry it on, and you will actually enjoy the process pretty much. So this is a fantastic outcome for you guys, to be honest. You just have to relax, let go of that tension that's going on here. You don't need that. You don't even need to worry about that. Be wise, have strategy, think things through, like really plan things out. Go and consult somebody who knows more than you, and trust that whenever you are working with your values and when you are crystal clear what your values are and what it is that you truly want to achieve, and then commit to that, like really like that sword that is held by those two people here. Like when you go out there and you have that self-respect and you honor your thing, and when you really want to achieve some great results with that, then you will be able to do that. And after a while, it will become more comfortable and easier for you to be in that position. You will get used to that. You will get used to that authority that you have now assigned to yourself, and you will start to feel like a queen. Okay, this is my land, and I'm a queen here. Everybody loves me, and I love them for being there for me, and it's fantastic. So, okay, this is what I see for you, group number one. I hope that this reading resonated with you and that you had some valuable thoughts and insights. I do encourage you to go back to your original feeling when you were doing this mini meditation, and try to see what resonates with you and what could be the action plan for you. So, because we need to have a plan in order to make things work, right? So do some journaling, and I'll talk to you later. Hi, so this is a reading for everybody who picked the deck number 2, which is the Osho Zen Tarot. What's going on for you right now at the moment? Oh, we are the world. So this is actually a very beautiful card to have. It's the 10 of Rainbows, which represents the 10 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. And this is a card and message about completion, about connection and abundance, because being connected and being really on the same page with those you are connected with brings that feeling of abundance. So for me, and this is a card that fell out, I didn't even pick it. So for me, it indicates that you are currently either having achieved something, having completed something already, or you are looking forward to that. So that could be, it could be that you're looking forward to have a greater sense of fulfillment in your life, in some area of your life. You are looking for that sense of unity, that you are a part of a bigger whole, that and also what comes up is a meaning, that you are doing things that are meaningful on a global level, that it's not only about you like a little separate individual doing your own thing, but then that is not the case, that you are actually able to contribute to that bigger whole and receive back, that you are kind of plugged in into those universal energies and really running those global trends and connecting with people, like-minded souls, and really sharing ideas and doing work that really benefits the greater good. So all those things are highly accentuated here with this card. And indeed, it makes me wonder, is it something you want, something that you don't have, or is it already something you are moving towards and you are actively creating for yourself? So this will depend on individual people watching this video that have picked this deck, but nevertheless, the change that you are looking forward is definitely that connection and universal meaning, whether it's about your lifestyle as a whole, or whether it's about like a more narrow area of your life, maybe your work, or maybe your relationship with other people. So it depends on you guys individually. What needs to go? Oh, interesting. We have the schizophrenia card, the Two of Air, which is the Two of Swords in the traditional tarot. And this is a state that is opposite of being united. As you can see, there is this globe, a circle, and it's endless. It doesn't end. So you can walk along that line forever. And that is also that, well, basically it never, there is no ending, there is no beginning, and everything exists at once, if that makes sense. But with the schizophrenia card, there is this huge chasm here, and you are kind of holding on to both sides. Like you want to, you don't want to fall into the chasm, but then you cannot let go. But then you are trying to grasp what's on the other side, and it creates that split within you, that internal split. You don't know which way to go, what to do, what is the right thing to do for you right now, because of this inner tension and this inner conflict that's going on. And you feel that letting go and falling would result in something catastrophic for you. There could be a lot of fear, there could be a lot of anxiety involved here, and it creates that state of resistance, even that you kind of want to hold on to stuff, you don't want to let go, for one reason or another. And you are longing for this, you are longing for that genuine connection and authenticity, and being able to express yourself in a way that's truly accepted by others, to be really able to help other people as well. So that is something that you are longing for. But with the schizophrenia, you are kind of stuck. Maybe there is some decision that you need to make, and you think that it's either this or that you cannot have both of them, and you are trying to come up with ways that allow you to keep both of them, but then it doesn't work. An example that comes to mind is, for example, work and relationship. For example, your work requires you to move to another country, and you really want to do that because you love your work and you would like that promotion, but then your partner cannot make it with you. They stay at the country you are currently at, so you have to sacrifice the relationship for work, or you have to sacrifice your work for relationship. So that kind of situation. So you're desperately trying to hold on to both of those sides, but it creates this inner suffering, and it's not that completion, it's not that state of harmony where everything has its own place and everything fits perfectly with other pieces in that place. So yeah, it's very different. Okay, let me have a look at what needs to grow side, and it's the sharing. And see, she has this circle behind her. And sharing, if you look at the artwork, she's very generous, she's very warm, very loving, and she wants to share with others what she has, the gifts that she has, her talents, her presence, her energy, her efforts. So she has a lot to offer, and she's very generous in giving it to others. So I think that the key to having that connection is to be able to give unconditionally to others. Because if you want to create that state where everybody's kind of holding hands and dancing around that globe or that bigger goal that has united those people, if you want to create that type of situation in your life, then you need to be generous. You need to share your gifts, whatever you can offer, without expecting anything back, because it's in and of itself, it's amazing that you do have those things to offer, that you are abundant and rich, your inner experience, your, as I said, even your presence, that you are able to unconditionally listen to other human being and really be present with them and help them, maybe give some guidance or just be with them when they need you, or even if they don't really need you, because people often don't know what they can expect from their fellow human beings, because sometimes we are so closed off and isolated from each other. So in order to fill in that gap, just don't think about what you can lose. Think about what you can gain by giving. And that is a very interesting shift in perspective, that actually you receive by giving away, because it is an indication of the prosperity that you already possess and that state of completeness that you are already in. It's just a matter of getting back in touch with that beautiful perspective and with that beautiful energy that is within you. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to find any solutions to anything. Just follow your heart, follow what feels natural, what feels good, and what brings joy to you and the other person. Okay. Well, what is suppressed and requires your attention? We have another circle, maturity. Well, I think this is pretty, it becomes pretty self-explanatory. What needs to change in your case is really that personal maturity. Realizing that you are enough and you don't need anything. You don't need other people to give you something. You don't need stuff from other people. You don't need their support. At least it is not something that will fill that void. It's about filling it up by yourself within you, realizing that you actually have so much to offer, that you are beautiful, that you are talented, and that you are really worthy. You have talents and things to offer to the world, and people will appreciate that. People need that. And you have everything you need within you already at this very moment. And you have 3 circles, like the symbols on the cards. Completion. So there are no, like, really, can you see those sharp edges and straight lines that needs to go? That black and white attitude towards your life that just needs to go. You are already complete. Just get in touch with that, and get in touch with your inner beauty and that abundance that you hold within, and start sharing, and it will make wonders for you. And finally, the outcome is the master. Well, here's another circle. It's like a moon this time, and the master is definitely like a graduation to another level of personal development or personal growth. So it's sort of, you need to grow up, you need to mature. That's the change that your soul is calling for the most right now. Really understanding that everything in this world is already complete and perfect. Perfectionism and striving for perfection isn't something that we can actually achieve, because we are already in a state of perfection. And once you start looking at world and at other people from such a perspective, you can see how resourceful everybody is, how much resources we all have for figuring things out for ourselves, for finding solutions to even global problems. And there is that peace that comes with it, that inner stillness and calmness. You don't have to change anything. Everything will flow naturally the way as it is supposed to be. And you are a part of that. You belong to the circle, and it's beautiful. Okay, so I hope that you could find something inspirational and useful in this message, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi there. So this is a reading for all of those who picked deck number 3, the Ghost Tarot. It's a pretty dark and shadowy deck, so I'm curious to see what your message will be. So here we go. The heart. What's important for you guys right now? And you have the 3 of Cups, which is a card of togetherness, of spending some fun time together, playfulness, basically enjoying each other's company, being around like-minded people you can really be yourself with and have fun with. So it's very light when you really dive deep into the 3 of Cups energy. So I'm wondering whether it's something that you are missing currently in your life, like you feel that there are no people you can share your joy with, and you would really like to have friends or people who just get you. You know what I mean? That feeling when other person just gets you, and maybe you have been living for a while in a state where you cannot really be authentic, when you are supposed to be acting like somebody else, or maybe you are around people who don't necessarily validate your unique self, and you feel like you're wearing a mask whenever you are out there, and in long term it can bring a lot of frustration and dissatisfaction. That could be one part of you, or type of people listening to this video. It could also be that you are thinking about your friends and people that you are hanging out with, and you are considering, can you really trust them? Are they really faithful or truthful to you? Are they really your people? Are they really on your side? So basically, whatever the situation is for you, maybe even it's fine, it's okay, it's totally okay for you, and you don't have any problems in this area whatsoever, that you are actually enjoying your friends' company, and you do have this fantastic ability to be yourself with other people and share your joy and really have fun together. Maybe it is the case for you, but well, wherever you are right now, the focus for you in this reading regarding the change that you need to make is something that has to do with how you relate to other people and how true and authentic you can be amongst those people. What needs to go? And here we have another card from the Suit of Cups, and it's the Five of Cups. It feels like literally saying goodbye to something or somebody. The Five of Cups is this, it has this aura of sadness with it, of grief. Like you feel that you have lost something you have held dear to your heart, or that you, maybe it's a dream, maybe it's a desire, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a person that you used to be with, but now they are kind of departing, like moving away from you, distancing themselves from you, or maybe you are the one distancing yourself. But whatever it is, it brings with it that feeling of remorse. Like, I feel kind of sad. I may be regretting things that I have done in the past, or maybe I'm hurt by that other person. Maybe they betrayed me in some way. But maybe you have been disappointed in a relationship, and that's what you're looking for right now. You're looking forward to be amongst people you can trust and be safe with, because your past experience is that this is not really the case. But in order to make that change, don't get stuck, and don't stay stuck in your negative feelings regarding this. This is what needs to go. This is what you need to release in order to free up some space for new energies coming in. Don't stay in the past. It's gone. And don't project that negativity onto your future. Don't assume that you will never be able to create the type of relationship that you are longing for, because it's not true. It will be true only if you keep letting your past and all those shadows of your past to poison your future and to poison your happiness. Really find your peace and release. Find your peace with the things that didn't work, that hurt you, that made you disappointed. And let go of the loss. Let it stay where it belongs to, which is in the past. Okay? Moving on to the things that you need to grow. And here we have the Seven of Swords. And this is a very tricky card, to be honest. But I think that in the context of this reading, it's about cutting your losses and just it does feel that you spend a lot of time thinking about something that happened with you, and you are kind of going over it again and again, and you are trying to maybe figure out what exactly happened. Maybe indeed somebody did something to you, like betrayed you, or didn't treat you respectfully, or did something that was painful to you, and you kind of keep going it over and over. You keep repeating it in your mind, and you keep feeling those negative emotions associated with that thing that happened. But the Seven of Swords, it comes like a breath of fresh air. Just don't stay there, and don't try to find your resolution, because you won't. What's gone is gone, what's dead is dead, and now it's time for you to just move on. Sometimes we do have a very strong need to find conclusion for things, to understand what exactly happened, to find out the motives of other people who were involved, to explain ourselves, to receive explanations from other people. Sometimes we do have a very strong tendency to have all that. But for me, it feels like that in this case, it's not going to serve you in any way. You will just keep perpetuating that miserable situation that happened. You will just keep reliving again and again something that was a negative experience for you, because perhaps the people that were involved are not necessarily participating in providing you that resolution that you are looking for. So don't. Just take what you can, really gather your self-respect, however and how much you can find it, and just move on. Get out of there and don't even think about that anymore. It's just not worth it. And here's why. So what is suppressed and needs your attention? So, oh my God, honestly, don't waste your time on those past things, because here you have the Six of Cups, and do you see there is another relationship coming in for you? As I already mentioned, it's about letting the old wounds, well, this time not even heal, just don't pay attention to them anymore, because there is nothing that can be healed there anymore. Just let them go. Let those old things stay in the past. Don't go there anymore. Don't even look there. And by doing that, you will be able to open up the space that is needed for the new to come to you. And this is what wants to come to you. This is that harmonious relationship and shared joy that you are looking for, that your soul is really calling for. Can you see that? This is that appreciation. This is the act of appreciation, the bouquet of flowers. And see how they are facing each other, and how they are being immersed in each other's presence, and how they want to create that beautiful interaction, like I'm giving something to you and you are receiving my gift, and you are giving your joy and like gratitude to me, and I'm receiving that, and I'm feeling better about myself by giving you that gift. So that is the type of relationship that you want to have for you. And there is no place for dishonesty and fear that could be the case. This is that genuine and truthful presence, being with each other. And this is something that you need to cultivate, or to be more precise, something that you need to become aware of. And you cannot do that by staying in the past. So the past must go. And the outcome for you is absolutely wonderful. It's the Fool. So indeed, whatever you want, you can have it. It's there. It will be yours. The Fool is a new beginning. Like, you start from a blank page. And again, the trust, the element of trust is really highlighted here, because he's having the dog with him, his trusted and loyal companion. So loyalty is really important for you. That reciprocated attitude, and like, I'm really paying attention to you, and you are paying attention to me, and I matter and you matter for both of us, or how many people are involved in this situation and relationships. You have totally new beginning coming up for you. So please don't wallow in the past. And even though it may be painful, even though you may feel that nothing will ever change and the people cannot be trusted, well, I dare to say that, or I dare to invite you to trust me, that by letting go of those thoughts, you can actually open up some fantastic opportunities for yourself to be happy and to have that trust and loyalty and the honest friendship or whatever relationship that you are looking for in your life. So guys, this is my message for you today. I hope it cleared up some things for you and helped you feel better about yourself. And I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. Hello everyone who picked the deck number 4, which is the Raven's Prophecy deck. Oh, the last reading. And let me just see. Okay, let me have a look at the central energy for you, what's going on. And here we have the Knight of Wands. So you're on fire in some way. Or maybe you are completely the opposite. Maybe you are stuck and you don't know how to move forward. But the Knight of Wands is this fiery personality type, somebody who is very eager to go and do stuff, who is very proactive, and he's on fire. He really wants to, and he's also very ambitious. He wants to achieve things and he wants to fight for his truth, and he's a very passionate person. So having this as your main energy of the present moment is an indication that there could be some area in your life that really needs that type of attitude from you right now. Maybe you have been hesitating to do something or procrastinating. Maybe you are a bit afraid, or you don't feel sure whether you have what it takes to accomplish something. But now is the time when being proactive and really taking action is paramount in order for you to create the life that you would like to have for yourself. So, well, indeed, the Knight of Wands is the type of guy that really doesn't hesitate. He just goes. He just achieves things, and he's not a perfectionist. He doesn't think about whether the things that he does are perfect or not. He's passionate about the process of doing them. And he's all in, the all in type of attitude. And think about what is it for you that really needs you to be this Knight of Wands right now? think about what is it that you have been trying to do, but maybe not as successfully, or maybe you think, oh, not me, not me. Think about that and see how you can incorporate that Knight of Wands energy into that venture. And what needs to go is the Ace of Wands. So another fiery card, which is actually very similar to the Knight of Wands. But I think that in this case, it talks about those initial stages of something. You have the initial spark, and then you find yourself being very drawn to that thing because it's interesting, it's new, and you really want to explore it. But once the spark dies down, and it does at one point because it cannot go on forever, you kind of die down with it. You don't continue. And I think that in your reading the Ace of Wands as something that you need to let go of is that expectation that things will just take care of themselves, or that the energy level will be high all the time by itself, that you don't have to put in any effort into keeping your energy high, and into maintaining your motivation. Because indeed, with the Knight of Wands, types, once you lose your motivation, it gets really hard for you to keep going. And then you kind of, you work in like those, you have those outbursts of energy, like energy peak, and then you accomplish a lot, but then it just goes down, and then you do nothing, or you change your focus and you kind of leave it behind. So I do believe that the change that you guys need to make right now is try to switch that attitude and try to approach things from a more long-term perspective. It's not about inspiration that comes to you, that overcomes you spontaneously. It's great when it happens. It's truly fantastic, but you cannot expect that it will happen every day, and that will fuel you every day and keep you going. You need to find your own inner drive, that inner spark that keeps you going, without any external motivations, external influences, without that, oh, I'm excited about this new idea, this new thing, just because it's new. Indeed, you have to find that that source of energy within you, so that you don't run out of energy, and that you are able to keep up with things also in a long-term perspective. So what needs to grow? And interesting, you have the Nine of Swords as your invitation, so what you need more of. And the Nine of Swords is actually a card of grief. So, to be honest, it does feel that you could be, or at least some of you could be, those type of people who are avoiding pain at any cost. You are constantly looking for new insights, for not insights, but something new, something shiny, something that really draws your attention to it. And once you've done with it, you just go on to another thing. And the Nine of Swords here, it's like, no, stay. What is so sad, and what is the pain and sorrow about staying, and why holding on and being persistent is so sad for you? What is that negative emotion that is tied to it? Because it could be that there is some kind of unhealed trauma here for you. Something that sort of prevents you from being able to accomplish long-term projects or stay in long-term relationship. Well, whatever the individual things are for you guys, but you are actually not chasing the next shiny thing or the next idea. It feels more that you are avoiding, you are running away. You are running away from some sort of shadow that is haunting you. You don't want to face that. And actually your behavior, your tendency to just go for those new ideas and new projects is like based on running away from the shadow. And so the change for you guys here is to be able to sit with that shadow. It could be very scary and challenging. I know that. I'm totally aware of that, but I'm just giving you whatever I see here, and that is what I see. I mentioned at the beginning, when I was looking at the Knight of Wands, that there might be some area of life that requires you to act more like a Knight of Wands. But think about that, how you could turn it inwardly, how you could reverse that. Maybe the area of your life that is truly requiring your passion, your super focused attention is exactly that past wound that is there. And maybe it's not as scary, it won't be as scary as you really face it and finally sit with it and listen to it, what it needs to say, what is there, where's the fear actually coming from? Because oftentimes it's just a ghost, it's just an empty shell of something that looks so fearful from the outside, but is absolutely harmless once you look inside and once you explore it. And instead of being outwardly oriented with that Knight of Wands energy, there is really an invitation for you to invert that and to direct that within. Take that light and illuminate that shadow that resides within you. And what is suppressed? See, the sun. So what is suppressed is your true and authentic personality, which you have been avoiding. And maybe that is exactly at the core of your biggest fear. Once you move through the fear, once you clear the layer of shadows that is there, and you have a feeling that there is no way out of that you will get stuck in there forever. Once you are able to clear that, because it can be done, trust me, it can be achieved, you reach the center, your unique, authentic self, which is the sun, the source of joy, the source of vitality, the source of energy as well. And the sun, once you've really connected with that, it is not about any external stimulation that you need to keep going, because it's then internally stimulated. You are in contact with your source of power all the time, and it's you, and you just cannot help but do things that are in your best interest. So I hope that you can see how rewarding and invaluable this inner journey can be, moving through your shadow and really trying to change your behavior, and instead of finding another object that excites you, just staying with yourself for a moment and really seeing what it is that you are resisting, because you could discover, and you will, some amazing things about yourself, and you can literally become a best version of yourself. And finally, we have the outcome card for you, which is the Hierophant. Well, it sort of feels that you are called to become more serious about your life, to take more responsibility for it, to be more trustworthy even to other people, to have duties and obligations. Because the Hierophant is this wise and mature energy. It's another form of fire, because you do have a lot of fire. Like here in this card, you can see the sword on fire. Here in this card, there is this wild fire, the bonfire, whatever you call it. But here is the candle, and it serves a purpose. It shows light to those who need it. It shows light in the dark. And that is something that you are called to do. You are called to serve a purpose. But in order to do that, you need to face your shadows. You need to find that inner light. And then you can help other people as well. You can help yourself. You can help other people. You can do whatever you want to with that. But it's a purpose. It's purposeful. It's not a fire that simply burns with no purpose. So, and it's a big difference. This is practical, this is useful and meaningful. There is no use of any idea which is not properly implemented, which doesn't change the world in some way, which doesn't help in some way. You could have the best idea, but if you are not able to execute it and act on it, then what it's worth? Nothing, right? So the process that you are called to move through is really making your work worth it by exploring your true self, by growing up, by maturing, and by really being able to see how your past experiences and how your future are actually the same. It's you. You are the point where they all meet, and something more, something higher, something larger is being born. Okay, so this is my message for you, group number 4. I hope that you find it useful and that it's helpful to you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.